Good day everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's a part 2 to the tanks that I want to see added to War Thunder. Obviously, in this one, most of them are going to be armored cars. Just thought I'd point that out, they're not actually tanks. But the thing is that there's not a lot of armored cars in War Thunder at the moment. There are so many tanks. Yes, Italy's brought in a couple, but I thought, well, why don't we just see what armored cars that there are that seem interesting. And you never know, we might find something that might be added in the future. But anyway, first off, we're starting off with the BE3 or the BA3/BA6, and this is a Soviet Union armored car. It was armed with a 45mm 20k gun, same as the BT5, with 60 shots, a couple of machine guns, and not a lot of armor, as you would imagine. With just 15mm stick at its toughest on the turret, it's not exactly thick, but it's an armored car chassis. It should be reasonably good to get around, but it's got good speed according to this. But it's just the fact that the horsepower to ton ratio of just 7 to 8 is not a lot. That really isn't a lot. It has a 40 horsepower engine, and the BA3 weighs 5.8 tons, the BA6 weighs 5.10, and that is pretty poor for an armored car. So that would limit it, but it would still be a decent vehicle in my opinion. That's one of the armoured cars. Next up is the Sonderkraftflugzeug 2341. You may know this as the Puma. Now, obviously, the Puma in game, we have three variants. Even though there was four in real life, we have the Dash 2, the Dash 3, and the Dash 4. Obviously, the Dash 2, everyone has. I have the Dash 3, but I don't have the Dash 4, which is the pack wagon. This is the final variant, unfortunately, people, of the Puma. There are other variants of the similar family of armoured cars with these Sonderkraftflugzeugs, but I've always wanted the Dash 1. It's basically the Aufklärungspanzer 38T's turret slapped onto a Puma chassis. Due to its 20mm nature, it would have to be probably 1.3 to 1.7, simply due to the fact that it will face Matildas in an up tier at 1.7, and that's my main fear, it will struggle. But it's on a Puma chassis, so it should do alright. It's got a fully rotatable turret, 360 degrees, but same as with the Sonderkraftflugzeug, or the Aufklärungspanzer, sorry, that didn't have very good gun depression. It has only -4, I believe. That will also be a limiting factor to the vehicle, but it's a Puma with a 20 on it. Who wouldn't want it? Now, next one's going to be a bit of a weird one. I would consider this a tank because it's got tracks, but more of it, I'd say it's more of a tankette. This is the Universal Carrier. Us Brits, we used a heck of a lot of these things. They carried Bren guns, troops, ammo, and in the case of this one, a boy's anti-tank rifle, as well as a machine gun on the top, which is I think that's a Bren. But this little thing could carry a boy's anti-tank rifle, not certain of its penetration, probably only about 30mm, but most of the Axis tanks that it sees, such as the Italians, the Japanese, and the Germans, don't have a lot of armor in most cases, so this little thing bushed up, and I love that I'm saying pay to win tactics here, but this little thing bushed up in a bush somewhere behind a rock. This thing will be deadly. Do apologize there. Deadly with its 20mm boys anti-tank rifle. As such, it would probably just be a 1.0 meme thing, but then you could do custom battles with this thing fighting L333s, and I think that would be a lot of fun. Now, next one, I couldn't find too many images on this. This is the Autoblinda 611. It's an Italian armored car. And that turret on the top is a 37mm Vickers Tourney from the M1139. Not certain about this thing's performance because I really was struggling to find stuff about this vehicle. But this little thing looks to be reasonably good. I mean, it's on an armored car chassis. It should shift rather well. And the 37 on the M1139 was not very good. This could make a decent 1.0 in my opinion. That's my personal opinion on it anyway. It appears to be a 2 at the front and 4 and 4 arrangement. So it looks to be a 10-wheeled vehicle. That's going to be pretty fun to drive. It's just I don't know if the engine is very powerful or how thick the armor is, but even so, I think it would be good because it's got an okay gun. Not certain if it has a machine gun though. Now the next one, this thing served for an awful long time to say its development. This is the Panhard 178 armored car for the French. Obviously the French didn't use many armored cars, so this took some finding. But the Panhard 178 is essentially a AMR-35 gun put on an armored car with a 7.5 machine gun as well. Now, this little car only weighs about 8 tons, has about 20 millimeters of front armor at most, and well, it's got a decent top speed as well. You've got to bear in mind though that this thing's gun is not very good. It's on the AMR-35 if you've ever driven that, and that gun was pretty poor in most situations. It's got a decent crew number of 4, it's on a good chassis, it's fast, it's maneuverable, and it should be able to handle itself rather well. But even so, it will be the first French armoured car that is actually useful. Now the next one is the Sonderkraftfahrzeuge 222. Now you may thinking this looks familiar. Yes, it is the Squeezy Boy hull, so to speak. The Squeezy Boy had a bigger brother in a way. This is armed with the Abklärungspanzer 38T's turret with a machine gun, probably an MG34, and a 20mm cannon. So you can imagine the Squeezy Boy and this thing working in tandem. The Squeezy Boy can penetrate pretty much everything it sees, but with the rapid fire rate of the Squeezy Boy and this would be a deadly combo. That's why I want it. It would suit a BR 1.3, maybe even 1.0, due to its light armor. Probably 1.3 to make it more balanced. But yeah, this thing looks a lot of fun in my opinion. Now the last one is going to be a bit of a questionable addition. This is the Chiha Long Gun, that's literally the name I could find of it. This is essentially a Chiha medium tank chassis with a 120mm naval gun put on it. Now I am not certain of the penetration of the gun, but I'm guessing around about 150mm. Due to it being on a Chiha chassis, you could probably put this thing at around 3.3 to 3.7. However, the gun's performance would be of substantial value here. We've got to consider the gun, and I'm not certain of its ammo count as well. Probably about only 12 rounds. But it would be in the same boat as the Semavente 90-53. This thing will pack some serious firepower. But yeah, there's not many tanks that I could find that I really wanted. This thing looks interesting. It's just a lack of armor because it's on a Chiha with no gun, shield or anything. But most of the time I just wanted armored cars in War Thunder, and ever since they started getting added, I was really excited for it. Unfortunately, there's not many British armored cars that really caught my interest. Obviously, some of them we already have in games, such as the Staghound being the T17E2, the Daimler armored car, and the AEC. But other than that, these kind of vehicles, I want to see more. I want to see more armored cars. I want to see more derpy vehicles like this Chiha. If this thing gets added, I will certainly be picking it up. Even if it's a premium, I will gladly pick this thing up. But anyway, that's it for today, and I will catch you all on the next one.